There he is.
Hey.
Mr. Yeti, how's it going?
Hello, hello.
Hey. Glad to be
English
here.
only Porsche, please.
So, what we're going to cover first, before we get into the rundown of that beautiful piece of machinery sitting next to Yetieater. And by the way, guys, Fletch and Evil, why have you not accepted the co-stream invite?
We refresh your shit.
Oh, really? God damn it.
Well, I have. I don't know about Fletch.
No, Fletch hasn't. Fletch isn't in here. Fletch, where are you?
I will be starting in a few.
You'll be starting in a few. Oh, look at you. Okay.
Listen,
You must think yourself. You must think yourself something special, then, don't you?
I fucking do. Okay, I do.
All right. So the first thing we're going to go over. Actually, I created a text channel in here in Discord, right above our heads. This is topics to make life a hell of a lot easier for people getting a hold of topics inside the Discord. So the first thing up is the mass shooting at New Jersey Arts Festival leaves 22 injured and 1 dead. Yetieater actually was the person that brought this to my attention. So we're first going to cover this topic. We're going to discuss this. We're going to discuss the lack of media coverage on this story, rather than the fact of it actually being blown up like it normally is. We're going to kind of poke around a little bit and try to figure out why that is. I can tell you why it is. Just look at the guys' names. You know, that doesn't fit the narrative. But we'll get into it. We'll get into it. And then Mr. Yetieater will give us a rundown of his AR-15 and discuss with us how, if at all, any of these mass shootings has affected his personal outlook on owning that rifle. Okay. So when we pop this open, let me drop this link into chat so chat can give it a rundown. Evil, I think you gave this an extensive reading, correct?
I had a quick sort of skim over the whole thing. Yeah, I'd like my whole view on this thing here is I think the biggest reason this particular shooting didn't get the coverage that the likes of Santa Fe and the other big shootings recently is not so much that only one person died. Mm-hmm. Well, it probably is that only one person died. I mean, the whole thing that we've discussed in prior topics and time again, if it bleeds, it leads. The more death there is, the more likely it is to hit headlines and the more often people talk about it. So the fact that only one person was killed during the shooting kind of, I don't think people are they're still missing that point. Just because it's only one person doesn't mean it shouldn't hit headlines. Whether it's got anything to do with gun control, which I don't believe it does. I still think this whole issue of gun control in America is getting out of hand. You've got a lot of people here that just don't seem to understand that criminals are going to get guns no matter what.
Yep.
So I think the biggest thing that sort of got me here was there was one person that was pro-choice as far as guns and that was concerned, and was basically looking at the state government saying, well, why are we still persecuting the lawful for what the criminals are doing? I mean, why are we punishing the many for what the few are doing? It doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I come from New Zealand, so our gun laws here are extremely strict. We don't have the amount of weapons here that the US has. We don't have the gun crime here that the US has. I mean, completely different country. But by the same token, even if we did, by making those laws stricter, and they're pretty strict as it is, from what I understand, speaking to a lot of Americans, and the laws are pretty strict anyway. I mean, so they're almost proving our point for us that even while the gun laws are extremely strict in some states, criminals are still getting hold of guns and they're still going out and shooting people. It's not the weapon they got to worry about; it's the people. I mean, they've got to introduce things like, there was one thing in this article said, they've passed a law in New Jersey, I believe, that if someone is deemed mentally unstable or deemed mentally in a position where they may hurt themselves or other people and they have possession of firearms, to have those firearms seized and have their licenses suspended. I think it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm.
But that's common sense.
Okay, but okay, so let's pick this apart first. Okay, let's pick this apart. So I can agree with you on that. I can agree with if somebody's deemed, mentally unfit to own a firearm, to, either have their firearms taken away or to, just make it so they can't get it. However, by saying that we are going to, if you are deemed mentally unfit, in my personal opinion, that's just too general. That's just way too general. Like, to sit there and say that if you're mentally unfit, well, what constitutes being mentally unfit? Is me, having a brief bout of depression considered being mentally unfit?
But that's where they've got to hash out those policies. They have to sit there and talk it through and go, okay, what are our guidelines? What is that cutoff point? Where, I myself, coming from a background of mental illness, at one point in my life, I would have deemed myself mentally unfit to have firearms. I've had a firearms license. I've owned firearms. And at that point in my life, I would have asked someone to take those firearms from me because of my mental state. I was down that far down the rabbit hole that I couldn't see a way out. So at that point in my life, I would have said, hey, take those guns away from me, because if you don't, I'm going to do something stupid. That's where the lines need to be drawn. We need to find those lines. There are going to be grey areas. It needs to be a case-by-case basis. We can't just generalise, and I think this is what's happening today in today's society. There's so much generalisation going on that there are no case-by-case situations anymore. People saying, okay, well, this is it. This is the box. If you don't fit in this box, then that's it. And I don't believe that should be the case. Everything has to be a case-by-case basis.
Right.
But you're not going to catch everyone. This is the other side of the coin. We're not going to catch everybody in these sort of nets. People are going to slip through the cracks, and there is still the criminal element that we need the governments and the authorities need to be concerned about. It's the criminal elements that they should be worrying about. They shouldn't be worrying about the lawful gun owners that are doing everything right. They have all the right permits, they have all the right licenses, they store their weapons correctly, and they can't persecute that person for what someone does who breaks into their house and steals their guns and then goes and shoots up a school. You can't blame the lawful gun owner for that.
True.
You can't blame anyone. You can't blame the shop that sells those guns for that.
I agree.
Blame the people that are accountable. Blame the criminals. It's the criminals that are accountable. The criminals are the ones that are doing these heinous acts in the first place. So impose harsher sentencing. Start getting to a point where people will be deterred to do these things. You're never going to stop at 100%. Anyone who thinks that's naive. We're never, ever going to stop gun violence.
I agree.
So the fact that it's been put into the media time and time again is government and media outlets pushing this agenda to try and do these different things with gun laws. And I know how a lot of Americans feel really strong about their Second Amendment rights. I tend to agree. We don't have that kind of thing here in this country, but I agree with that. I'm completely pro-choice when it comes to that. So I don't know. It's a hard thing, but I think this particular shooting probably didn't make big headlines because not enough people were killed. Pretty simple.
I think I could feel that. Fletch, what do you think, man?
I'm kind of like mixed in a way, not like, why isn't this loading? There we go. So I really don't know. Route back to me, because I have to word this shit right. Because I have like 5 sentences going off in my head, but it's not. It doesn't make words.
Fuck. Sentences, but it doesn't make words. What the fuck?
So that's a classic Fletch right there.
Oh wow. Would you like us to come back around to you?
That's what I said.
Okay, I didn't hear you. The Queen of Ball, Keo.
Honestly, I was dying and didn't hear half of it.
Oh, fun.
Yeah.
All right.
All I heard was like evil side of it, and I kind of agree with him that no matter what you're gonna do, you're not really gonna stop it. But I think there should be like heavier background checks and stuff to obtain.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure. I mean, that's all part of it as well. I mean, background checks, checks into your medical history as far as mental illness and things like that.
Then again,
it's kind of hard.
yeah, it's an extremely hard topic to like, I don't know, have a side, like an opposing or against, because it's like my mind always goes back to Columbine, and it's like here are two kids that shouldn't have had weapons. They obtained weapons, or even the fucking Virginia Tech shooting that happened, which was when I was in high school, apparently. And, you know, all these people are too young to obtain it. They're semi-mentally stable enough to know the right from wrong, yet it was their parents' weapons. So it's like, where do you draw the line saying that, like, they should or shouldn't have it?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas they're going to obtain it no matter what. So, and it's like, what, 80 to 90% of all shootings are kids that have taken weapons from their parents. So,
yeah. And I think this is the biggest issue is I think we have to sort of agree that it doesn't matter. In the end, if someone wants to do something stupid along these sort of lines, they're going to get what they need to do it. They're going to go out of their way to find what they need to commit these crimes. Whether it's a gun, a knife, a baseball bat, it doesn't matter what weapon they're going to use. If they want to go out and hurt somebody, they're going to go out and hurt somebody. I think this is the biggest question. This is the biggest thing that people sort of gloss over. They look at these and they focus solely on the tragedy, and then they start crying about gun laws and talking about, especially with Yeti with the AR-15 in the picture there, talking about assault rifles, that we shouldn't have them, we shouldn't be allowed to have them, there's no need to have them. But it's not that weapon's fault that someone decided to pick a weapon up of that particular type and go out and shoot somebody with it.
Well, and I think there's actually something to that, actually. Like, there's something that you just said, Evil, that is, I think, part of the problem. Now, I'm not, you know, gonna treat you like I don't. How do I say this without sounding like an asshole?
You're an asshole anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Okay,
just say it.
Fine. So, the assault rifle. The thing is, the AR-15 is not an assault rifle. Okay, it's AR is what is it? It's
sort of bad.
No, it's not.
The reason I said assault rifle, for one thing, is it's an assault rifle platform. It looks like a military grade weapon. This is why people call them assault rifles, because there are fully auto platforms for these weapons, which are generally not allowed to the general public. I mean, I know in this country we're not allowed even to own anything that has any kind of military anything on it. It's illegal for we're not allowed AR-15s in this country. They're like, if you've got a weapon that has a pistol grip and it has a magazine that holds more than 25 rounds, it's classed as a military assault rifle or a military rifle, and we're not allowed to own them here. That's outright illegal. They've just banned them outright. It's just, you cannot have them unless you're a member of the military or whatever. And generally, it's only inside the military you're allowed to have them. Same with pistols. You cannot own a pistol in this country without being a registered member of a pistol club, and you cannot. The pistols are stored at the pistol club. You cannot have them at your house. You're not allowed to carry them. You're not allowed to have them in your home. They have to be held at the pistol club, and you have to be a registered member in order to fire it. So that's what I meant by the assault rifle. Everyone associates the AR-15s, your M4A carbines, your M16 rifle. They are classed as military grade assault rifles because there are military platforms for those rifles. The domestic rifles are not military, so therefore not assault rifles, in my view. But it looks
All
like
right.
one. That's why people call them that.
Okay. So now let us get the opinion of Mr. Yeti Eater. You're up, sir.
Oh, definitely.
God.
Evildoer stated something about people. He said that they hurt each other no matter what. And I've heard this so many times. What we need is strong deterrence. As far as assault rifle or not, I think the NRA's publications, sporting magazines like to call these modern sporting rifles. Because they're very modern. They're suitable for doing whatever you want.
True.
Very true. I will agree with that 100%.
So, but how do you, I mean, how would you, do you agree with it being considered considered an assault rifle platform?
I mean,
Would you agree with that?
It's a very, very capable platform. You can outfit one of these for pretty much any task. So yeah, you could use it for CQB, but I don't know. I don't know if I would. You could use it to take out targets at a much longer distance. It's very flexible. It's quite modern. But it's not the most modern thing out there. You know, it's an old design. This has been around for a long time.
That's true. It has been around for a very long time. Now, how you as an owner of an AR-15, I mean, do you feel that you made a mistake by purchasing the rifle? Do you feel that it's more than what you need? What are your thoughts? I mean, before and after Parkland?
Well, my thoughts haven't really changed much. I didn't actually purchase this rifle. I traded for it. In fact, I traded one of these, the Sig Sauer P938 SAS. That's Sig's anti-snag model. So it's rounded down a bit, makes it smoother. I traded one of these in $300 cash in order to obtain this rifle, less the optic, 5 30-round PMags, and a range bag. When I knew that this opportunity was available, I thought, that's cool. I didn't really think that I'd get into an AR, but it seems like a good trade. I think I did pretty well on it. And now that I have it, it's just, it's like, yeah, cool, I've got an AR. As for whether the Parkland school shooting did anything to change my mind about owning it, not really. No. I'm glad I have it still. I hope I never have to use it for anything other than putting holes through paper.
Now, I have a question. Okay. What is your purpose for the gun? Like, just to go and fire it at the range and have a blast doing that? Or like a self-defense type thing?
Ultimately, there are a couple of things I'd like to add to this firearm. I want to put a magnifier behind the red dot so I can take it out to its full effective distance. I would like to add a weapon light to it just so I can use it in the dark. And I'd also like to add 2-point sling. My purpose in obtaining it was because it was a good trade. And I'd shot AR-15 before with somebody this man who used to drive me to church. Like twice a week, I'd hop in his truck and we'd go to church. He was a good guy. What do I principally do with this? I just keep it around. I don't shoot it that much. Shooting is not a cheap hobby.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, from a former hunter's perspective, yeah.
Oh,
Anyone that believes that firing these weapons is cheap, especially something of that size, then yeah, it's not cheap. Ammunition is relatively
my whole thing
expensive.
For asking was, I'm comfortable in saying that I'm pretty illiterate when it comes to firearms.
I mean, what do you want to know?
I honestly don't know. That's just like okay, so I know the basics of firing a weapon as far as that goes. I know the difference between calibers and all of that. It's what I personally, I wouldn't find, I mean, I'm sure I would find fun going to the range and just blowing a fucking shooting gun. It sounds like fun, but I don't know. Like, I think owning a gun would be more of a personal protection thing, or like a hunting thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's why a lot of people own guns, right? It's either they want to go take down game, or they feel that it's a good thing to have around just in case they need to defend themselves or their families, their loved ones.
Yeah.
You're based in the States?
Yep.
And you've never shot before?
No.
I'd encourage it that you find somebody who's knowledgeable about guns and just have them take you out sometime. You know, offer to pay for their ammunition or something.
I would, except I literally don't know anyone that does.
Oh, that's rough.
Wow.
I live in the city of fucking nowhere, okay?
Gotcha.
Well, there should be a lot of people that have guns there.
Well,
They just don't take it to the range. They go
Because,
back.
Like, 2 minutes down the street from my job, there's a shooting range.
Uh-huh.
I've never done it. I've gone to paintball.
Does the range?
I've done airsoft.
Yeah, does the range have open days? I know a lot of ranges here in New Zealand have open days, allowing people who have never fired a weapon to come in and actually experience it with gun users and gun enthusiasts to come in and actually see how it all happens and possibly join the club. So
I don't know.
Find out.
I don't know.
I mean, you might have a local gun club that'll have open days as well. I mean, I grew up. I'm probably lucky enough to grow up around firearms. I grew up on a farm here in New Zealand where my first experience with a firearm, I was 4.5, 5 years old with a 22 caliber pistol, which was it was just a single fire break barrel thing, which was basically an air gun, but it had .22 caliber projectiles. From that, you went up to the 22 rifle. And then later on, as I became a hunter, went up to the 30-06, 303 military style Lee Enfield hunting rifle. Amazing weapon, never forget that. So my ex-father-in-law gave me that rifle to hunt with, and I never missed. It was an amazing rifle. Then the more modern rifles went up as I got a bit older and got into bigger game hunting, deer, pigs and things like that. I had a 243, Remington 243. Again, single bolt action rifle, 5-shot mag. But again, amazing rifles, and I had a lot of fun. And we did target shooting, we did game hunting, small game hunting, big game hunting, and it was just lots and lots of fun. Then I joined the New Zealand military and had my first experience with automatic weapons. Scared the absolute shit out of me the first time I fired an automatic rifle, I must admit. But again, once you got used to them and you were dealing with them on a daily basis, you became more sort of one with that rifle. That was really cool. I really enjoyed it.
Wait. I actually want to say something. Keo just
Yes.
Posted something in the chat that I want to make a comment on. So Keo says, we have people with open carry pistols that enter coffee shops. It scares me. Why would you need a gun for coffee? Now, this is the thing, okay? When you have people, okay, when we talk about criminals, we talk about criminals operating, okay, outside of the law, okay? that open carry, you don't have, okay, that open carry because, you know, you need the gun for coffee. You have that open carry in case there's a jackass that wants to rob the coffee shop while you're there.
True, but I mean, like, in a town like where I reside, let's say, there was one day in particular where I was sitting outside just drawing on one of the tables. You know, I had my coffee, my sketch pad, you know, I was just going at it, and all of a sudden I just see this gentleman, you know, just walk right by me. Now, keep in mind, my town has less than, like, maybe a couple hundred people in it.
Uh-huh.
So it's like, yes, you have a lot of druggies, you've got a lot of drug deals, you've got a lot of this, that, and the other, but really, honestly, there's no need to carry a gun strapped to your thigh walking into this coffee shop. It's not even a Starbucks. And it's like every time that I've been there, there's nothing that happens. It's a very quiet place. Like, I think there's more deaths from drugs from one of the pizza shops than there are from, like, guns in that area. So it's like, there's a lot of hunting. I can see that you would need it for hunting, but not walking into a coffee shop.
See, that's where I think I would have to disagree. The thing is the way that I always look at it, having a gun, whether in your home, on your person, or wherever, it is better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. Because
I mean, that's very true, and I agree with that, but I mean, just fucking, like, pocket knife or something. Like, I'm sorry if they don't have your chocolate croissant, but, like...
I tend to agree with Malice a little bit. I mean, it comes down to that deterrence
factor. It just
factor.
scares me, like, knowing that there's bomb threats down the road, and, like...
And this is, I think, where firearms do scare some people, and I get that, and
I just don't want to be on the receiving end of the bullet.
Exactly. But also, too, if you look at it from this perspective... Let's say you're sitting in that coffee shop and that man walks in with his weapon, open carry. People could see it. He sits down having his coffee. Some degenerate runs in and wants to rob the place and decides he's going to shoot the clerk behind the counter. And that man sitting there with his weapon then stands up and shoots the offender, thus possibly saving 10 other lives. Isn't that
true?
A good thing?
I can definitely agree with that.
I mean, we've got to look at it from all perspectives. I mean, there are so many different scenarios that could happen in that situation. So I think we've got to look at it from every perspective. And I agree. There are some people that are concerned and scared of firearms.
Fucking salty. Without my pocket shotgun, how am I supposed to butter toast?
King of random right there, ladies and gentlemen. Our friend Salty.
That's not random, that's the truth.
So, Yeti, I kind of want to get your perspective on that. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I've seen you on stream several times. I know you have 4 or 5 weapons to your name. I know you have a couple of pistols. Do you have a carry permit or an open carry permit yourself?
So here in Texas, if you have a concealed handgun license, you're also permitted to open carry. That's a thing that's come into being, I think, just last year. That was okay. Now, myself, I'm not going to answer this question. I'm sorry.
Okay, I can respect that. I can respect that.
It's you know, there was the one and only Mahler stated earlier that there's something good about concealed carry, and that nobody knows you're carrying.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not going to scare anybody because they have no idea. You just look like the average Joe going to the coffee shop, getting coffee.
Yeah, like having it in a backpack or something, not on your thigh.
Yeah,
I mean,
I don't care about that.
I like the fanny pack carry myself. I think it's a really fashionable choice.
Fucking Yeti. Okay, and how would you? I mean, when somebody sees somebody with carrying a weapon, open carry, and let's say that they mention to you that it makes them nervous. what would you say to that person?
Wait, is it true that in the state of Virginia you can open carry without a permit?
There is constitutional carry in some states. I don't know what the law is in the state of Virginia.
Because it was the thing that, I guess, like your bot thing you posted, and I was like, I live in Virginia. No.
Tommy came up with a question before. I think it was Freddie. How much time have you spent at the range with the AR?
Oh, not an awful lot. I've hardly shot anything through this. A couple hundred rounds maybe. But regarding this, somebody going into a business establishment where there's another patron openly carrying, to go to this patron and say, look, I don't feel comfortable with you openly carrying. Like, you have no authority at this point, right? If I was approached by somebody, I would, in this manner, I would probably tell them, look, if you don't like the fact that people can open carry here, go to a store where people can't open carry. Like here in Texas, we have these signs. It's called a 30-07. The sign 30-07. The sign says no open carry on premise. It's criminal trespass. But you can concealed carry unless they have the 30-06, in which case you just can't have a gun there. Unless you're a criminal, in which because you ignore the law.
Again, I think it sort of comes back.
Grocery stores where you can open carry and you can't.
Yeah, like there are a good number of stores here where they will not allow you to open carry because they have the sign. And in fact, there are neighborhoods that have these signs. It's criminal trespass to openly carry here. You have to conceal carry if you're going to carry.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing. I mean, if there could be communities that have banded together and say, hey, look, well, we don't want people to open carry in our community, and I think that's not a bad thing, personally. I mean, like I said, we don't have any of that here in the country. I mean, our police don't even openly carry weapons. They are carried in their vehicles and lockboxes. They only use them in a situation where it's warranted. So it's kind of it's. When I see like just using Polly Crisis here as an example, she posted a photo. Sorry, Polly, put you on the spotlight, but posted a photo on Twitter of her and her partner. I can't remember where you guys were. I think you were at a Second Amendment rally or whatever it was. I noticed you had your pistol and you were open carrying. So I mean, there you go, Second Amendment march. That to me is it's not, it doesn't concern me because I mean I'm not worried about firearms, but what it struck me as a little odd because we don't see it here. It's not something that's commonplace. So to see someone carrying a weapon in public, it just struck me as a little odd, if you will, if that's probably not even the right term, but just different. Yeah, it was just weird to see that in a photo of someone that I've come to know. So it's just not something you see here in this country. And not even in the UK. I mean,
it's something that you kind of have to get used to. You have to. I've mentioned this several times with you guys. I think I've mentioned it once with Yeti. I've been around rifles and handguns since I was like 6-7 years old. The first time I ever fired a gun, I know that I was 7. The first time I went out hunting was I think 8.5. I went with my grandfather. And it's just something, I've been around. And there's one thing that I will always come back to. Now, when I was in high school, if any of you have ever had the displeasure of seeing a picture of me from high school.
Gorgeous.
Right? Long hair, black eyeliner, short little Anton Sazander LeVay goatee, I got bullied a lot in school, and I never, not once, ever thought about going to my grandfather's house, grabbing a gun, and shooting the people that were bullying me. Never crossed my mind.
Back in our day, we cried.
Well, I'm old enough. Back in the day when I was at high school and got bullied, I beat up the bullies, but that was just me. But again, it's a different culture. I mean, today things have become so different, and bullying is so much more prevalent now than it used to be 20, 30 years ago. I think people today are more sensitive than they were 30 years ago, so they handle things differently. And I personally blame the media and everything else for that kind of thing happening. I mean, the PC culture is getting out of hand. People are so sensitive about what offends them these days. And it's
you want to know how many times people have gotten pissed at me when I worked at the candy shop that a sign said that it was 2 for like 1 or buy 2 get 1 free or something, but the sign had expired, and I was like, they would get so pissed. Like, I kid you not.
What's up, Bad Hammer? How you doing, bud?
People just get offended over really, really dumb shit.
Oh, it is, and that's half the issue. I mean, it's just people get offended over something so silly, and then you've got some people, the people on that end of the spectrum, that think, well, hey, I'm gonna pick this weapon up and I'm gonna go shoot someone. Something snaps in their mind, or their mindset's already there, and that's what causes these incidences. I mean, whether it's a mental break or just provocation, we don't know. We don't know the full story of a lot of these shooters, whether it's a radical belief or just straight out mental illness or whatever. We don't fully understand what pushes these people to do these things. I mean, the average criminal, we can say it's probably greed. It's got a lot to do with money, but these shootings and things like that are not money driven. It's not driven by greed or anything else. It's something else happening in their lives. And I don't think anyone's really taken the time to research that completely and find out what's happening in these people's lives prior to the shooting. What put them on that path? What caused them to think that way? I mean, we probably will never know too, and that's the sad thing about it.
Did you hear about that recent incident? It was, I think, a high school athlete, good grades in school, you know. I suppose he had some modicum of respect afforded to him just by virtue of being an athlete. But he went and shot the place up.
He shot up his school?
Yeah, I can't remember exactly where this was. It wasn't, there was nowhere near the body count, say, of Parkland. Nowhere near the media frenzy. But this struck me as a bit of an odd one. Because on the surface, people would say, okay, well, I mean, you would think, okay, he's doing okay. On paper, he looks all right. But I recall hearing on the radio that other students would say, well, he doesn't really hang out with anybody. He doesn't seem to have many friends.
Right. I mean, I think the thing is I mean, situations like that are kind of difficult, because the thing is when you look at somebody and you can sit there and you can say, like, okay, they don't have a lot of friends, stuff like that. I mean, I didn't have a lot of friends back in school, and I was the freak. Okay, I was the guy that dressed differently. I painted my nails black. I wore trench coats to school, stuff like that. Listened to Marilyn Manson. That was me back in high school. And today, I would probably be the first person to be fingered to be a potential shooter in a school.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
I'm glad you finished that as well. I think Fletcher on the same wavelength on that one.
So, the first person to be looked at, to be a shooter. And I know that I can say that I would probably be the last person to consider doing that. Okay. And it's just awkward for me or weird for me, because the thing is a lot of people use those type of things as kind of like identifiers for people that could be potential shooters. And unfortunately, the people that have shot up schools, Columbine, Parkland, Santa Fe, Virginia Tech, they all fit that profile. They were loners. They didn't have a lot of friends. Some of them on paper looked all right. Some of them not so much. But the one thing that always jumps out into people's minds, they were loners. They didn't hang out with people. They didn't socialize. And it kind of irritates me a little bit because I know that I didn't socialize. I didn't hang out with people. I didn't like hanging out with people. Okay, Heathen, thank you for the host. And I know that I would never consider ever grabbing one of my family's guns and using it against somebody else, because that is a permanent solution to a temporary problem. And I wouldn't even consider it a solution. It's just, it's a permanent action to a problem that's temporary.
It's more of just an emotional outage.
It is. It's like an overflow of an emotion. You don't know how to handle it, and then bang, you go overboard. But I don't think that we can use identifiers like that to say that, oh, well, this person's a loner, this person's this, so this person's going to shoot the place up. I don't think that we can rightly do that. I don't think that.
I have a follow. Yeah, just a.
Go for it. Go for it.
Because you were talking about the fact that although you mostly stuck to yourself, you didn't bother hanging out with anyone. You could have been labeled a freak, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah, you never blew your top. How did you vent instead? Because everybody's got a way that they release that stress.
Mine was art. I wrote poetry. I wrote songs. I made music with the few people that I did hang out with. I used myself as an outward expression as far as the makeup and stuff like that is concerned. I didn't use like traditional style like makeup. What I would do is I would develop myself into a design, so to speak, to how I was feeling and like outwardly express kind of like the shit that I had going on in my head at the time. Obviously with age, my outlets are fairly similar. Design, drawing, painting, music. Obviously I've matured in a lot of ways. I mean, I don't look like a clown right now.
I'm with you, Mike. Right, with you, Salty, on that one, dude. Music and video games, man.
So I mean, that's how I got it out. I can't speak for anybody else. I don't know how other people get their shit out. But I would suggest any of those things over violence. I'm not saying don't defend yourself. If somebody comes up to you and, they get physical, my first thing would knock them the fuck out if you can. It's just, one of those things. That's how I'm raising my son. I'm telling I'm teaching my son, you give people one warning. If somebody comes up and they start shit with you, you tell them, stop, please. I don't like what you're saying. It bothers me. Don't say it. They do it again, you lay them out on the fucking ground. That's what you do. Yeah, you'll get suspended. That's fine. You won't get in trouble at home, and I promise you when you go back to school, they won't fuck with you.
See, I think with my generation, with my no, because it's
go. Let's go.
At the very same time, when I was in school, and myself or any of my friends that were getting bullied, the easiest way to get people to leave us the fuck alone, in all honesty, we turned on fucking death metal. They thought we were batshit fucking crazy, and they walked away.
Yeah, but that's not going to work today, man. People are used to that shit.
Yeah, these days, they're like, oh, that band sucks. Try this band.
But again, it's still
back then,
the situation.
It's like,
though,
oh my
it?
God, you're unleashing Satan. Must avoid child.
But that's the thing. I mean, everyone has their own outlets. I mean, and mine personally, I'm with Malice. It was all about music. I mean, for me, growing up, I was bullied constantly at sort of later primary school and then into high school for being the skinny blonde kid, or mousy blonde kid that was into heavy metal sort of thing. And I mean, I barely weighed more than 40, 50 kilos. It was nothing to me.
I don't know what that means.
And so I was an easy target. Well, 90-pound weakling.
Okay.
If you want to look at it in pounds. I was that kid that was an easy target because I kept to myself. I didn't talk to many people. But always one of those things. I mean, I got suspended for fighting at school because I was constantly getting into fights because of bullies. I'd defend myself, and then my luck being what it was, the teacher would come around the corner and see me punching some kid in the face. So I'd get in trouble. So that didn't help my self-esteem at all. But then I discovered music and the fact that I had an ability to play guitar and to write music and things like that. So music became my outlet. When I discovered video games became an outlet, and still is to this day. I mean, the whole reason, well, one of the biggest reasons for me streaming is because I feel safe doing it, and I enjoy doing it. It's an outlet for me to be able to talk to you guys and to do this sort of thing as well. And this is something I enjoy doing. I've got music coupled with that. I've always got music playing on stream. There's not a day in this house that we don't have music playing, and that's always going to be my outlet. I mean, I don't know what could have happened or anything like that in my past or even in the future if it wasn't for those things. Thanks, everyone. We can't ignore bad actors and hope they get it right. Identify those that act out of bounds. And yeah, exactly.
See, me growing up, when I would do any sort of just like venting or anything like that, like I would have music playing, but I never really got the hang of like any type of creativeness in a sense of like art. So what I would do is, because I've been infatuated with electronics and things like that, so when I was growing up, I would find broken shit and I would either A, try to fix it, or B, just try to make something with it. And I ended up going
isn't that creative?
And I was building fucking robots when I got bored.
Yeah. But isn't that creative?
At the time, I didn't think it was.
But that's the creativity is so much more than art or music or, I mean, creativity is very, very broad and a huge broad spectrum of things.
It is, but
technically it's creating something from nothing.
Exactly.
But when I was going to school, or what I was being taught, I should say, was your mainstream art is music or drawing or painting or anything like that.
Stereotyping, which is what we've had shoved down our throats our whole lives.
Yes. Anything out of the ordinary was like, that's not art. You're just making a fucking mess.
Sometimes that mess is also art. There you go.
I mean, look at fucking Picasso. Half his shit doesn't even make sense.
That's just worth millions. I mean, come on. Right?
Like, ooh, there's 4 lines in that paper. 500 grand right there. Let's do this. One's thicker than the other. One's one shade of the same color darker than that shade.
It's a hue, man. It's a hue.
Whatever, dude. I'm a guy. Green is green. I don't care if it's light green, turquoise green, or purple.
Just one thing I want to quickly say before we go any further, guys. Make sure all you guys on Mixer here follow yetieater, not only here on Mixer, YouTube, Twitch, wherever else he's streaming. Check him out. Follow this man. I've watched a couple of his YouTube videos. Amazing shit. Absolutely amazing shit.
I didn't know. I've honestly never heard of you until today.
I hadn't heard of Yeti until Malice told me who he was, and I checked out one of his YouTube videos and then had a look at some of his other stuff, and yeah.
I was just told
really cool
stuff. Guest, and I was told I had to show.
Thank you, Evil Duo.
No problem.
Appreciate
no
the
problem
plug,
at all.
man.
All right, so yeah, Yeti is a really cool guy. I think I've been watching his stuff for a couple months now. I randomly stumbled upon him because of that AR-15. Like, I was going through the up and coming in Mixer, and I see some dude like, you know, with a fucking AR-15 out in the open, and I'm like, this is going to be interesting. So I hopped in, and what surprised me though, what I like about his content is that
No, he's not really godlike.
He's so calm and collected. It's almost nerve-wracking. Like it's almost nerve-wracking. He has a small arsenal in his house, but he's so like calm and collected. Like he's just like, you know, it's all good. It's all good. it's
Yeah, there will be a delay, Salty.
So Yeti is probably you know, restreaming right now. He's probably also streaming on Twitch, which is why like those things that we see
on Twitch, because I saw your little thing there when I subscribed.
Yeah, there's not right.
He's streaming to all three right now.
Yeah.
Oh, because I saw the thing saying that you're suspended indefinitely from Twitch.
Oh no, we cleared that up. I was down for like 2 days.
Yeah, I think the video that I watched, the first video I watched of yours was your phone call to Agent Penner, I think it was, from the FBI.
Yeah.
With your false report.
Yeah, that was that just happened.
That was interesting. Yeah, that was really interesting. It was like, wow. And I personally think you conducted yourself amazingly on that phone call. I mean, had that agent was stumbling for words on occasion, which I didn't think I'd ever hear an agent do, especially someone from the FBI.
Yeah, they're smart guys. They're very
Oh
intelligent.
yeah, definitely.
And again, that just furthers my point. Calm and collected with the FBI. I mean, come on.
Oh, completely.
With an AR-15 sitting next to him on the phone.
I was laughing at the start of it. The head. It was just, I couldn't believe it. Like little old me getting contacted by the FBI, being asked to go and talk to an agent. Oh my god. They got a file on me. Holy shit. Oh man.
Now, is that a good or a bad thing, though?
Well, I put in a FOIA request. I'm going to figure out what's in that file.
Yeah.
But most importantly, I want to figure out if they have any information about who did this, because I have a pretty strong hunch I know who it was. And I've been doing my own little digging. And if they say, yeah, it was these reports originated from Western
Be right
Europe,
back, guys.
I'm going to release the information that I have. And then Interpol will knock on those guys' doors. And I think they'll be scared straight. There are consequences to this shit.
Yeah, I mean the thing is, I don't know that a lot of people. I mean, I don't fully understand. I mean, the consequences of filing a false report, I know, are reasonably severe. I mean, it's a pretty serious thing. But I mean, you're wasting the time of a federal agency. So I think that they themselves would take it reasonably seriously.
Oh yeah, they don't like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, technically, if you've not done anything wrong, then there's really nothing to the report.
Yeah, so therefore it's a false report.
Yeah.
And then you have to look at the reporter, the boy who cried wolf.
So only in the FBI is if there is a report on somebody, it has to be bad, or else they cannot have a report.
Yeah, I don't think that the
Right.
FBI is routinely in the business of giving gold stars out to citizens. They just don't model citizenship.
True. This is stuff that I don't know, so I'm like,
Yeah, I don't know this stuff either. Like, I just watch TV and movies and read books. You know? honestly. So that's why I was somewhat floored by the fact that this happened.
Well, when I was watching the video, I was thinking, shit, seriously, that they're contacting you, wanting to talk to you over a report made. I mean, it almost didn't sound like they'd done much investigation, which I was a little bit concerned about. It was almost unsubstantiated, the whole thing. I mean, obviously it was. I mean, it was someone said something about something you'd done online or in a photo or whatever, but it's just crazy to think that obviously when it comes to firearms and things like that, the FBI are going to take it reasonably seriously, but still.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it sort of makes you want to know what was said and how it was said to make the FBI stand up and go have a look in the first place.
Absolutely. Because that doesn't happen every single day in my world. I live a very quiet existence. I don't bother anybody. Nobody bothers me. I'm on good terms with my neighbors. So, to have something like this come out of the blue is shocking. It's completely
definitely
unexpected. I thought that eventually I'd end up getting swatted. So we're moving forward on some plans such that the first time I get swatted, what will end up happening is we'll just have a photo op. I'll go out and meet the guys and say, like, somebody pulled your leg, man. It wasn't me. But, like, now that you're here, since you guys are here, I'm coming out. I'm unarmed. Let's take a group photo. And I'll have the whole thing recorded.
Yeah,
I'll know they're posted up outside.
And this sounds stupid, but if I remember correctly, it works. If you call your local police and you tell them you want to put a password on your address, if somebody files or calls and says something's going on at your address and they set up a password, you make a password with them and you give them the password, and once that password is confirmed, then they send someone to your house. Other than that, they don't, and it's a false report.
I actually called into the constable, my jurisdiction, and I asked, well, if somebody were to do this, is there any way that we could keep it from happening? I said, well, if somebody called in some really severe violent crime was taking place, no, you couldn't stop it. But this like, I don't think that you could have this safe word in order to have them mobilize. More likely than not, though, you could set up a safe word so that they know it's actually all clear.
Yeah,
and that's where the two-way communication.
More like the opposite. I mean, I know when I was working at the bar that I used to work at, Mr. Manager Bar, and we had security escort when we closed up every night. They would escort us off the premises into our vehicles, and if our silent alarm tripped for any reason, they would ring and confirm that everything was okay would give them the password. So it was just like it was an okay word. So if they rang us up and we had someone with a gun in our face, we'd give them the wrong word, or we wouldn't give them a word at all. They know there was something serious going on, they'd automatically dispatch the police. And it was a system they'd put in place. I mean, I never understood it until we actually had to use it. And so I thought, well, if the silent alarm trips, why don't you just send the police anyway? And it's like, well, the amount of false alarms they'd gotten because of tech issues and wind and just so many different things that can cause these alarms to trip.
Yep.
So they started making these phone calls, and it works. I mean, we had an incident. I wasn't there that night, but one of the other managers were, and we'd had a hold up. And that thing they tripped the silent alarm, and person rang through, and they actually got the offender on the line, and the offender didn't know the password. And because the offender stammered over it before he gave any information, like he was in the staff what to say, because he was hesitant and stammered, and it took him too long to give them the information they needed, they dispatched the police anyway. And this guy was caught 5 minutes down the road. So no one was hurt, everyone was fine, and it worked out for the best. So I can understand how that system would definitely work in that situation as well, where they ring you prior to dispatching and ask you, hey, look, is everything okay? And you'd give them a particular safe word to say, yep, everything's fine.
Yeah.
I'll have to try giving them another call now that we got this FBI thing.
Right.
All right, let's try to get Fletch in on the co-stream here. So I was just waiting so I can...
You guys can see my shirt.
See your ugly face. I mean, your shirt.
So I have to drop the co-stream, and then I will re-invite all of you, okay? So just keep an eye out on your little bell.
Will he
okay?
Fletch for us?
You know, it's a good thing that she said that out loud because I read that so wrong.
I don't know what you thought it was.
Say, if Fletch would start his shit on time,
Listen,
we wouldn't have to do this right now.
Well, what we could do in the future is have Fletch or I start the costume so we can actually manage the damn thing.
It won't let me manage it. Every time I hit fucking manage, it doesn't do shit.
you know
Maybe
why?
you need
Because
to.
our-
Maybe you need to open a ticket with Mixer
Yeah.
and find out what's going
And be
on.
like, look, dude, your shit's broken. Fix it.
Invite sent.
Accepted.
Let me refresh.
It's like a strong, independent woman. Yeah, pretty much.
Butterhook goes to, why do you have a big ass AR on your desk?
This is
It
actually
keeps
as
the
small
trolls
as you
away.
can get them. This is as small as you can get them without having to get a tax stamp. So it's very reasonably sized.
It just looks bigger because of the camera angle.
Yeah. Yeah, we learned that from doing some experimental artwork, you know.
Nice.
Otherwise known as pornography. I'm
Join us
joking.
on
I'm joking.
Pornhub.
Find us on Pornhub. Oh, that's great. Oh, that's great. All right, there. Fletch, your shirt. Bearded what? Bearded and bald?
Dads do it better.
Bearded lady.
Oh, I thought it was bearded and bald.
I got it for Father's Day, you fuck.
Bearded daddies do it better. So who you got that for Father's Day? So I'm assuming Riley got that for you and not wifey.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Because her and her parents coursed together and they got me a truck.
Nice. What kind of truck? Pickup?
Legit.
Or...
It's a Mazda Tribute.
Oh, you got a fucking
Shit,
Mazda.
old school.
Get out of here.
Dude, because I had a choice. I don't care, dude. It's got a sunroof and all the windows work. I'm happy.
All the windows work. There you go, Yeti.
There you go.
There you go.
There you go. Fucking A, right?
America, fuck yeah!
Oh my god, dude. That's fucking great.
Oh. So Yeti, are you gonna take us to the range and show us the magic of how that thing works?
I might be
And some
headed out
stuff.
tomorrow evening, and
Nice.
it'll be indoors again. I'm gonna try a little something. But yeah, since it's indoors, there's no wind. I can at least make sure that I'm on target, left, right, with the optic. So I might do that. I don't have
There you
any
go.
brass jacketed friggin' 45. Wait, maybe I do. My buddy, his brother-in-law gave him a Heckler & Koch DP9. And I was thinking we could go out, I'd take my Heckler & Koch USP 45, and we could be the Koch brothers.
God, I'd like to see you shoot the thing. So can you stream in there?
I did actually, just last Saturday, this past weekend.
Oh, nice.
I did,
Nice,
but
nice.
it was flaky. I was on their Wi-Fi. This time I'm gonna just stick to my own. Use my LTE.
Yeah, it's usually better. Yeah. So yeah, can you pick it up and I don't know, give us some poses?
I actually have a sequence where I'm wearing a tobe and posing. You know, like what the Middle Eastern men wear.
Yeah, that's not racist.
No, dude, I want that. I've got great friends from the Middle East, man. Like
Oh, no,
they're all
same here,
making
same
mad
here.
oil money too. It's great.
Dude, I lived in Istanbul for 2 years, so you know
Sweet.
I'm not sure if that's Europe or no, it's Europe and Asia,
Nah,
but
that's
still.
Middle East, man. That's the Middle East. Sure. Yeah, I flew to Istanbul and from there over to Doha.
Really?
Yeah, I attended my buddy's first wedding. I hope he has many more because he's a great guy. Like, I hope he has as many wives as he can afford.
Oh, that's fucking.
That's awesome.
That's amazing. That's amazing.
Yeah, but what do we want to see with it?
I mean, I was just hoping to get some like 360s on it, just to kind of get it like, I don't know, just to, because when you have it on stream, like you only have it in that position, so it's like, you know, getting the full view of it. It is actually pretty big.
Yeah, it's 14.5.
That's what she said.
16 if you include this. That's what keeps it so I don't need to have a tax stamp.
What is written on it?
Great question. I'll provide a close up.
We have to watch the stream, guys, because he's about 30 seconds behind everything we're saying.
It bugs the fuck out of me too, man. Like, I wish I was on FTL, but my rig is a potato. Like, I only own potato computers.
You don't need a heavy computer to stream.
Yeah, but you know, like, I want to be able to hit all of my platforms simultaneously.
Yeah.
So I need to run 2 copies of OBS minimum. One RTMP for everybody else, and then FTL for Mixer. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. That's gonna be yetieater, like truly yetieater version 2.
Yeah, that'll be lit. They actually be able to watch you in FTL. And guys, for those of you that are wondering if you're looking for like his VODs on Mixer and wondering why he hasn't streamed on Mixer in the last fucking month, apparently this gentleman likes to walk around without his fucking shirt on. So Mixer doesn't allow that. So he's just like, fuck Mixer, I'm just going to do YouTube and Twitch because I'm not going to give me flack for it.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Like, it sucks. I want to keep growing Mixer because Mixer is a great platform.
Well, I mean, technically,
may I suggest pasties?
Over your nipples,
Pasties?
Get some pasties, you'll be fine.
No. It goes deeper than that. They've got these little drawings. They've got drawings. I've already checked. I checked. One night, my Mixer channel was suspended because I was wearing a bathrobe and I had it open too much. I was showing my breastbone.
You're really? You're joking.
Wait a minute. You can't show your breastbone.
No. On Mixer, you cannot.
Never mind.
Joking.
You cannot.
I'm gonna stop now.
As a man, the least that you can wear on Mixer is a wife beater. So I've worn the Reddit wife beater many times, like while it was warming up. But now it's summertime, and just I'm not gonna bother.
I mean, and I'll be honest though. I mean, the thing is Mixer should allow him to like walk around without a shirt on because motherfucker looks like goddamn Bruce Lee. Right? like straight up. Like, okay.
And you said what he said was racist.
Like if I were to see Bruce Lee now as Yeti.
I can't wait to grow, man. I can't wait to grow the channels.
So I'm definitely going to take a thumbnail from this, like him walking around with the fucking AR, and like I am putting this on YouTube. This one is going on YouTube, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh no!
Let's do it.
All right, so time for the next topic. Yeti, I would like you to stick around because I'd like your input on this one.
Okay.
So this one involves us watching a video. It's about what is it? Evil, about 5 minutes long, 6 minutes?
About 4.5 minutes, I think it was.
4.5 minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna
47 seconds.
That's it.
Okay. So I'm gonna mute myself in Discord. I'm gonna mute myself in the stream here. I'm gonna pull up this video. We're gonna watch this video. Yeti, there's a thing above you, not in real life, in the Discord that says topics.
Oh yeah. I figured.
And the video link should be in there. There's a text channel above you that says topics.
The
and
Daily
the link
Wire
should be in there. Yep, so it's the Daily Wire. That is the video that we're going to watch. And yeah, I'm gonna pull it up now.
What in the fuck kind of shit is that?
Okay,
Right?
Fletch, have at it, dude. Go for it, man. You get first dibs on this one, man.
My son is 8. He turns 9 in September. Okay. If he tells me he wants to wear a fucking dress, it's a bit too late for that. You had your chance when you were younger and didn't know the difference between boy clothes and girl clothes, because yes, there's a difference. When you're a kid. Grow up, you want to do that, do your fucking thing. I don't give a fuck. But, I mean, no.
He's just like, no.
Just like, going back to the other day. Remember I told you my best friend's having a boy?
Yeah.
That kid's gonna grow up with 2 sisters.
Uh-huh.
He's gonna wear dresses. He's gonna wear makeup, he's gonna wear high heels, and he's gonna wear his mom's bra. Why? Because that's what guys do when they're fucking little. They think it's fun to dress up like fucking whatever the hell they want to do. I don't care about that because it's embracing their creativity at that age.
Exactly.
Yeah, they're wearing a dress. Who the fuck are you to tell them that that's a dress and maybe it's their fucking super armor? Shut the fuck up. Let them do their thing. I'm dead serious. When we were living in Maine,
I agree, man.
When we
I
were
agree
living in
wholeheartedly.
Maine, Bradley was in this program while he was doing daycare and I was going to school. They would have the kids dressed up. They had fucking a tiger outfit, a cow, a horse. They had fucking fairy outfits, fireman, police officer. I never fucking say that word right. Shut up, all of you.
Police officer? Yeah, okay.
So they would all dress up in random fucking outfits. And I got there one day and I'm like, why are you wearing a dress? He's like, it's not my dress. It's my superhero outfit. I said, fucking do your thing.
But that's it, though. I mean, and that's it. That's a young child. I mean, I agree 100% with you, Fletch. I mean, I got a 6-year-old stepson. This kid has got the most amazing imagination in the world to me. I mean, I watch him. He's an only child, and he goes to play in his bedroom. I watch him in his bedroom, and he picks up just whatever. Like, he picks stuff out of his toy box, blanket, whatever, and he makes shit. He makes costumes. He makes superhero freaking capes out of a hoodie and just puts the hood on his head and runs around like he's flying. I mean, just random stuff. He had a yo-yo, and his yo-yo wasn't a yo-yo. It was something completely different. I mean, that is the imagination of a child.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't understand the different. I mean, he's getting to the point where he's starting to understand the difference between boys and girls. And the girls dress a certain way and boys dress a certain way. Would I allow him to go to school in a dress? Fuck no. He's going to get his fucking ass kicked at school if he went to school in a dress. I'm not going to allow my child to be subjected to that kind of bullying and ridicule because he wants to wear a dress to school, because, again, it's inappropriate. Once he's 13, 14, 15 years old and understands why he wants to wear a dress, if he wants to wear a dress, so be it. That's his decision to make at that age. I still wouldn't agree with it, but I'm not going to stop him. But I'm going to protect that 6-year-old, 8-year-old, 9-year-old child at this age, because you imagine the emotional scarring that child's going to have with the ridicule and the bullying they're going to get at school by wearing a dress to school.
Right?
It's our job as parents to protect those kids. Mm-hmm. I mean, this whole thing. I mean, when Malice first presented this video to me, the first time I saw it, I was looking at it and thinking, "Oh Christ, Ben Shapiro." I've seen some of his videos before, and I personally have some of his opinions are out there, and some of them are just stupid. But he hit the nail on the head with this one. I mean, seriously, that woman is borderline abusing her child. She's not protecting her child. She's setting her child up to be bullied, to be ridiculed, and to be gender confused, which is not what we should be doing with our children. I mean, if once he reaches puberty and understands more about his body and what all that entails, and if he decides at that age that, hey, look, I'm not a boy, I want to be a woman. First, I'd take him to a psychologist to find out that it's not a mental illness up front. because I think that's what all parents should be doing with their teenage children. If their child says, "Hey, I'm really a girl, I'm not a boy," but I think they need to be assessed prior to that. And if that's still what they believe after going through the assessments, then go for it. Do what you want with your life. If you want to dress like a girl, you dress like a girl. But once you understand fully what that means, not before.
Pretty much.
Exactly. I mean, the thing is what kind of set me off about this is okay, generally speaking, before I had my son, I would sit there and I'd probably say, you know what, you're a parent, you might be fucking up. Most parents, we try to do the best that we can with how we see the world, how we see how things are, and do the best you can. But after having my son, like, it's one of those things, it makes me want to choke the bitch out. Or like I'm being honest, like if I were presented face to face with this fucking woman, I would probably smack her across the face, like for being so fucking stupid. Your 7-year-old son in your house wants to wear a dress, fine. The moment that your kid turns around and says, "Hey, I want to wear this to school," that is your responsibility as a parent, as an adult, to say, "Hey, you know what? That's not typical. That's not normal. Okay? You need to put on some normal clothes." Okay?
I would even go as far as not to use the term normal. I'd just say it's just probably not a good idea. It's not safe. What is normal?
Exactly.
This is where my confusion with this whole new PC, there's no such thing as men, there's no such thing as women, everyone's weird. Okay? So, why do we go to the a clothing department? Men's clothes here, women's clothes there, boys' clothes there, girls' clothes there. But that's fine. But I can't go up to somebody on the street and be like, "Excuse me, sir," and they turn around and it's a woman. I'm offensive because I went
because
by
you made a
their
mistake.
appearance. Yes, I mean, to an extent, that is judging a book by its cover, but it's going off of my
But
entire
it's a simple
life.
mistake too.
If you fit the picture of a man, or if you as a man fit the picture of a woman, there's going to be miscommunication there. It's going to happen. I don't know you, you don't know me. It's not like I'm aware of every transgender or transvestite around me.
But that's the whole thing, though. I mean, it becomes a very stereotypical situation where it is hard. It's hard to distinguish women from men in today's society, especially walking down the street, because women tend to dress a lot like men.
If you want to know why, okay, every woman I've ever known in my entire life has always told me women wear men's clothing because they're comfier.
Yeah.
They fit better. Why? Because they're baggier, their tits can hang out, and they're not constricted. Is apparently their wording.
Yeah, I've had that same thing.
But Salty, the bearded lady thing, I knew a woman who had a daughter who shaved her face more than I did.
That happens.
That was the first time I've literally saw a bearded woman.
Melania Trump in a suit. I'm for it.
No.
So, Yeti, what do you think about that? I don't know that if you're a parent or not.
Yeah, listening to the hook, I'm reminded of the biopic Hoover, J. Edgar Hoover, and how when his mother dies, he puts on his mother's dress and her pearl necklace, and then he grieves. But throughout the rest of the film, he never once puts on a dress.
Yeah.
Right. And this is just like this very closeted incident. I mean, his mom meant everything to him, so he puts on a dress once. This woman is like, she's become quite comfortable allowing her little boy to wear dresses, and hasn't said anything up to the point where it's like, okay, I guess if you want to dress up like that, you can go right ahead. On the one hand, it strikes me as just absurd, but on the other hand, I don't think that he's going to keep going around through the world with this, like, yeah, I'm full of confidence. Like, the first day I don't remember, but I'm sure he took a lot of shit. Like, he's probably going to get crap from the teachers and the other students, right? I doubt he's going to continue on with, like, you know what, I'm going to keep wearing dresses to school. So I don't have too much of this like wild reaction to it. It just strikes me as patently absurd that it ever got to this point to begin with.
Yeah, I agree. Like, I mean, I would actually like to. I would like to have heard about what happened after the fact on his return home from school. That information would definitely sort of help with how things what happened at school, what ridicule he did face, if any.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, depending on the school he went to, he may not have faced any ridicule at all. We don't know. I mean, we don't have all that information.
He may have been sent back early. Who knows?
There's that as well. I mean, the school may have intervened and said, well, that's not appropriate. You need to go home. And they may have called his mother and said, hey, he can't wear that to school.
Yeah.
We don't know all the whole story, but I'm for the, like you say, with the pattern of allowing the child to wear the dress in the home, I don't see anything inherently wrong with that, because that's at home. It's a safe environment. It's in the house. Once a kid wants to go into public, I mean, to me, I mean, my instant reaction would be like, yeah, no, it's probably not a good idea to wear that outside. And if you want to wear it to bed, hey, be my guest. If you're comfortable, great. But start to explain to I mean, it should have been explained to the child why probably not a good idea to wear it to school.
I'm more curious if the mother actually questioned her son's motivation for putting on the dress.
Well, that too, yeah.
Like, we have no idea about this.
No, I mean, we're going on Ben Shapiro's research. I don't know what he didn't have any information in the video about where the link came from, or because apparently this was posted online somewhere. So I'm not sure where that was.
Well, most of this shit, once this stuff starts to get attacked, it gets taken down. Yeah. That's generally what happens. So the thing is they bring it up. The people on the left,
thanks, Rapid.
They praise it. They get all happy and everything, and then after that, it starts to get attacked and ridiculed by the right, which is significantly larger than the left, which means your video or your post is getting thousands, hundreds, if not thousands of negative comments. Then they take it down, and the reason they take it down is because of mistreatment or what do you want to call it? Mistreatment or hate speech.
Yeah.
And so they say that people are, the overwhelming amount of hate speech, has forced us to take this down or whatever. So that's generally, as a general rule, that's kind of what happens with those types of articles that I've noticed. And personally, to the woman that wrote the article, if she questioned her son's motivations, I believe that would have been included in the article as it is relevant to the situation, which means I would assume that she did not question her son's motivations as to why he wanted to do such a thing. She merely just said that, well, he's discovering himself and I'm going to let him do it. The thing is what parents today are missing is that as parents, our responsibility is to put guidelines in place in a way that our children should live their lives. And when they do come of age, okay, at that point, we're talking 18, and forward, they're allowed to make their own decisions. And if they make the decision to do a certain thing at the age of 18, then even then I think that they're not, fully, psychologically or mentally developed to make that decision.
But even then, I mean, by that age, they should be able to make an informed decision because they've been given all the information. I think that's the key. The key here is that we're providing the information that they need to make an informed decision.
Exactly. But the problem is with people like this woman, all they're doing is confusing their kids.
Yeah.
And You know, their kids are eventually going to end up like
Mr. Royal
chipstering
Dog, how do you
themselves.
feel about Kurt Cobain wearing a dress? I don't feel anything about it because he was a grown man at the time. So
Exactly.
he was able to make that decision for himself.
So my gun is huge posted something and wants opinions on it. It states public schools, which are,
I got you, Tommy.
are funded by government, are too PC, are allowing the problem to be larger problem, teaching our kids that in the real world that their opinions matter. I'm not sure I quite understand that properly. But from what I take from that is I can see where public schools, even if they're not funded by government or anything like that, that they're trying to give both sides of bad. And I say that in like the nicest way, where they're giving both opinions equally and letting them determine where to go from there.
Holy crap, Petty.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And maybe
totally.
if you can kind of, I don't know, help me understand your question a little bit, I might be able to word it a little bit better for you.
Yeah, I'm sort of thinking along the same lines here with you there, Fletch. So it's like the PC culture, again, I mean, I think that's what he was trying to get at, was the whole PC thing. I'm looking at that question again. PC culture is responsible for a lot of misinterpretations or misinformation for our young people, I believe. I mean, they're getting taught all these different things in schools about what rights they have, or what parents can and cannot do, what adults can and cannot do, sort of thing, and which in some respects is a good thing, but in other respects is still open for interpretation. I mean, you've got a teacher who is offering their interpretations on certain things. They're given a curriculum, but then they're also given a bit of creative freedom too in what they're teaching. Right. So I think we've got to be careful in that respect, where what children are being taught, and then what their interpretation of what they're being taught. Because I think that's the other thing we have to address, is everyone's interpretation, including a child's interpretation of what they're being told, is going to be completely different unless it's very direct. So I mean, it's just like, you take, for a classic example, you can take a book like the Bible, and 10 people can read a passage out of that Bible and have 10 differing interpretations on what that passage means.
Right. So
it's the same thing in schools. I mean, it's the same thing with the whole gender confusion. I mean, people are going to have different interpretations on everything. I think that's the scary thing about the whole situation.
But where a lot of things seem to be coming an issue with is that they're teaching kids, yes, they're teaching them both sides of the field and letting them run with their opinions, but they're letting them, at least the way I see it, they're letting the most vocal determine how others view it as well.
Yeah.
And I think that is where an issue is. Because if you have, it's just like in any other fucking, anywhere where you sit there and you have the loudest person of the bunch in a matter of terms is controlling the situation in their favor.
Yeah. Gun is huge, and I agree, man. Like the kids are being taught that they have more rights than they actually have, in my opinion. They're getting taught these things to say, like you're saying, they're being taught that if you don't want to do something, you have a right to say no. Well, I'm sorry, I disagree with that, because
yes,
we're here as parents to teach these children's respect, self-respect, discipline. We're here to help them grow and become decent human beings. And a decent human being doesn't shirk their responsibilities, no matter how small it is. So when you have chores, that teaches you responsibility. If you pay the child for those chores, it teaches them money management. It teaches them stuff they're going to need in everyday life. As minute as that one chore that you get given, you've got to do the dishes. We're going to pay you 50 cents to do the dishes every week. That one thing, as minute as it may seem, teaches that child responsibility, self-respect, and money management. Things they're going to need when they become 20, 21 and go into their first flat or go to college and go into a rental share situation. They're going to need those skills later in life. And that's what we're not teaching our kids in schools these days.
Very true, Heartbreak.
And I agree, Heartbreak, for sure. Core responsibilities, core values, which are being glossed over because they want to teach our children about the 96 different genders that we now supposedly have to recognize. No, there's more than
that. You know that by now.
I know, but that's roughly what it is. I mean, you look at it, doesn't matter how many genders are out there, but we're teaching our kids, but you can be whatever you want to be. If you want to identify as an attack helicopter, you can identify as an attack helicopter. It's fine. I mean, I don't agree, Heartbreak. Honestly, sorry, I'm going to have to disagree with you there. Taking God out of schools didn't start anything.
Because, if anything, it actually made it better.
Forcing religion on anyone doesn't help anybody.
Yeah, I have to agree with that. It doesn't help.
When
takes away freedom of choice.
When I lived in Maine and my son was going to school up there, he came home with a pamphlet.
You can have the same values without religion. Don't get caught into that trap to have moral responsibility and to have moral compass is to be religious, because that's just not the case.
Deadly Vanna. What's up?
Yeah, I mean, I was forced to say the stupid Pledge of Allegiance when...
Oh, what's up? Oh, my God. Shit.
It's still not back. Damn it.
It's back.
All right, Evil.
Yo.
Let's do something real quick. I think we got enough people in chat here. Let's do a giveaway.
Let's do a giveaway. Okay, let's do a giveaway.
You run it.
I'll run it.
You do your little spinny thing.
How's it going?
All right, guys.
Steam code giveaway.
If you want to enter into the giveaway, it's going to be for Steam, a random Steam game. You have to be in Evil's chat, guys. So you have to jump over to my chat, Evildoer, to be eligible. To enter the giveaway, it's !Evil, EVIL, but wait for the giveaway to start before you put it in, otherwise you will miss out. But yeah, we've got a few people here. So, and make sure you're following everyone in the co-stream, firstly and foremost.
Follow everybody.
Follow everyone, click on their names, hit the follow button.
Including
with the host.
Fairy gun down below.
What's going on here?
Side of me.
So all you guys that are in the chat, make sure you're following everyone, please. Can we get another coach shout out there, rapid, just so we can get it recent. Thank you. And Trash Band, double shout out there. All you gotta do is click on their names, click follow, and we'll do this giveaway. You've only got a minute to enter, so it's very quick. That's all good, rapid. It's sweet. 3, 2, 1. I got to run to this scene. Sorry, I got to change scenes. My bad. I got to put it on that scene too. Here we go, guys. Wait for it. And !Evil, EVIL, guys, to enter random Steam code.
Come on, everybody.
We got a few people off. There we go. Get a few more in there. Come on, guys. Everyone can enter as long as you have Steam. It's a Steam code. We need a few more. We only got it. We've got we got there. We got Heartbreak. We got Petty. We got Yetieater. We got Rapid. We got Darth. We got Optional Nickel. We've got Salty. !Evil. Yes, Tommy.
Oh, this is only an Evil's chat, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta
just
be an evil, doers chat. You got 15 seconds, guys. Redbeard, what's up, dude?
Discord's pissing me off.
Gotta be an evil's chat to do it, guys.
That
10
was
seconds.
amazing. That was awesome.
3, 2, 1, and it's gonna pick the winner now. You'll see your name spinning on this plate on the screen there. As soon as you see your name come up, guys, just type anything into the chat. It doesn't have to be !claim.
Yeah, dude.
Anything, there's anything you like as long as it's not racist or pornographic.
Brandy, that was amazing. That was awesome.
We got here, we're looking at
How is
Heartbreak 27. Type something in the chat, dude.
what is his name?
You got 15 seconds.
Friend Strut?
Heartbreak, here we go. Heartbreak's the winner there, Malice. Heartbreak 27.
All right. I will shoot him a DM here with the code.
Congratulations, Heartbreak.
Whisper.
All right, dude. 10 beers in, and you have to go for an emergency. Oh, yes.
There you go, Heartbreak. Just whispered it to you, man.
Wow.
Redbeard.
Enjoy it.
No,
Congratulations, Heartbreak. You're awesome, dude.
it's not contained.
It's not contained?
Shit.
Wow. Dude.
I chose the game with his name in it.
Nice. Rapid, can you please shout out Heartbreak 27, winner of that giveaway, and also the Redbeard.
Be safe, my dude. Be
Can we
safe.
shout out the Redbeard, another
And-
awesome streamer here on Mixer, and he's a volunteer firefighter, I think.
And
Look at
Deadly
that.
Vanna. He
Stay
does
safe,
amazing
Redbeard.
branding work
Redbeard.
that I saw today. And Redbeard is a network engineer, I want to believe.
You're not a firefighter?
No, one of his buildings that he works with is on fire.
Oh,
Network
wow.
tech. There we go.
I say, just don't go anywhere near the fire then. Stay away, especially with 10 beers in.
All right. Rock on. So that was a little bit of fun. That was-
No worries, Ben. Yeah, you take care either way, man. Definitely. But yeah, go. Actually, we can do another quick thing while we're here, while we've got a lot of people in the chat. Can
Yeah.
everyone that streams in the chat put your hands up? Everybody, just put your hand up in chat. Yeah,
My
everyone that
hand's up, you
streams,
just can't see it.
yeah, put your hand up, guys. Everybody. And what I want you guys to do. What I want you guys to do.
Just
What I
saying.
want you guys to do is, all you streamers out there, click on these guys, all the other streamers' names, and go shoot them a follow. Every single one of them. Hit them up with a follow if you're not already following them. Show
I
your
just
support
followed
to
everybody.
all. Show your support to all of our fellow Mixer and Twitch streamers. Can't forget the Twitch. We're all doing the same thing. We're all trying to further ourselves, further our channels and things like that. Just shoot everyone a follow.
Rapid, you're a stalker to everyone. Don't lie.
You follow everyone anyway. Jeez. This
No,
means
I can say police officer. I just
Please.
can't say it repetitively all the time.
You just have to
I
learn.
literally have to think
But
about
yeah,
saying officer.
essentially what I'm
I
that's
have
what
to
I'm trying to
think
do here,
about
guys.
it. Fuck it up.
This started with Duke of Flukes 3 nights ago. We raided Duke of Flukes and he was doing it. So I thought, shit, I'm going to do that. It's a cool idea. And we're trying to get as many streamers as we possibly can
Cheers.
to do this once or twice a week and just to support each other. It doesn't cost you anything for a follow. It helps grow that stream for that person, makes them feel good. And it's just, it's pushing it forward, basically. It's just, you're sharing,
Good night, Betty.
you're paying everything forward. Someone helps you, you help them.
Exactly.
No worries, Whisper, no worries. And good one, you off, Betty? Have a good one, Betty. Thanks for hanging out. I really appreciate it. You rock on, guys. That was awesome. So,
Damn, Redbeard.
what thing was that? Optional? Whisper it to me, dude. My memory's terrible.
I was there for some of it. Ow. I was there for some of that, dude, and it was a fucking dude. It was so much fun in there. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh,
Watching
yes.
you letting the dinos fucking go nuts on each other. Watching Vanna do that Jurassic Park branding, and then watch your buddy up in the corner actually doing the park correctly. It's fucking awesome.
Another quick subject, if you guys have got maybe 10 or 15 minutes, just to get everyone, especially for the Americans, because we don't have it here in this country. What are your guys' thoughts on the net neutrality system thing that's happening at the moment?
Are they doing it again?
Apparently,
They're trying.
It's passed?
Optional nickel. Do you want to? Have you still got that link that you sent me, dude?
Yeah, does this mean I can't do anything online?
Well, optional nickel sent me a link in my chat the other day, and apparently, I'm not sure if it's passed in all states, but apparently it has been passed in one particular state. And he was
Mine's going to be the first.
accessing Mixer, Twitter. He couldn't access like 5 or 6 different websites.
Oh, wow.
And I said to him, well,
We're in Baltimore.
contact your ISP first and make sure that it's not a glitch on their end. He contacted his ISP and had a bit of a thing over the phone with his ISP. And
Use the one from MisterMalice we trust.
he finally got access. But it took him a while. Here it is here. I got a link. So there's the link there, guys. It's from the New York Times. So net neutrality has officially been repealed. And here's how it could affect you. It's official. Federal Communications Commission's repeal of net neutrality rules, which had required internet service providers to offer equal access to all web content, took effect on Monday. That was, when was this posted?
June 11th.
Yeah, June 11th, 2018. The rules enacted by the administration of President Obama in 2015 prohibited internet providers from charging more for certain content and from giving preferential treatment to certain websites. After the commission voted to repeal the rules in December, it faced public outcry, legal challenges from state attorneys and general public interest groups. And a push by Democratic lawmakers to overturn the decision, the opponents argued that the repeal would open the door for service providers to censor content online and charge additional fees for better service, something that could hurt small companies, and in several states have taken steps to oppose the rules. So it looks like, I'm not sure if it's actually been made law, but it looks like they've opened the door for it.
It's been a fight all year.
Yeah. So it looks like they have opened the door so that ISPs can maybe start charging extra for premium packaging.
Yeah, basically, because there's no pullback from the government.
Yeah.
So the thing is from what I read I don't remember where I read it, might have been this article, but on Monday of next week, net neutrality officially is no longer a thing. ISPs can officially start doing whatever it is that they got there, with their service.
Oh yeah, it says right here, quote, internet service providers now have the power to block websites, throttle services, and censor online content, says Jessica Rosenworcel.
Yeah, so, I mean, obviously this doesn't really affect me because we don't have that here. And the day the day they did that here, I'd leave the country. So, because
several states have taken measures to ensure these rules will stay in effect.
Okay, this is my conundrum because I get 2 separate opinions from every person I talk to, literally about this. I can talk to people about this like you guys, and you guys are going to tell me that it's bad and we need to stop this. And then I'll talk to 3 people down the street, and they'll be like, they'll say the same thing you're saying, but that it's the opposite. That if we take net neutrality and take it off, because it wasn't always net neutrality, and there was faster packages just like we have now, and we got faster speeds and this, that, and the next, that nothing is going to change. The only
You're safe, Fletch, by the way.
Is that we're getting faster speeds.
These are the states that are fighting against it right now. There are 27 states, which are Alaska, California, Connecticut, Georgia, Hawaii, Illinois.
I live in Connecticut.
Yeah, I know. They're fighting against.
They're fighting against it. So to keep it neutral. They're going to pass state law to keep it neutral.
Yeah, Idaho, Iowa, Kansas, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, Missouri, Nebraska, New Jersey, New Mexico, New York, North Carolina, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, Oregon, Rhode Island, South Carolina, Tennessee, yada yada. Virginia is fighting against it too. I mean, there's an entire list.
But see, this is my confusion though. Is it are they taking net neutrality out so that we get faster speeds?
No.
And
no, they're keeping it to where you have
internet
access to Mixer
companies, or is it they're taking it so that they can monitor what we do and throttle if we're doing things that they don't approve?
Yes.
This is where I get confused because I get two sides of a coin telling me the same information, but one's against it and one's for it. Literally the same information.
Yeah. So no, the whole net neutrality thing, with what they've done by repealing the net neutrality, means that ISPs can now, your ISP, for instance, if it goes on and they don't oppose it in your state and it goes through, your ISP can turn around and say to you, hey Fletch, you want to access Mixer? It's going to cost you an extra $10 a month. They will stop you from accessing particular websites and add a premium package to allow you to have full access to the internet. That's what this basically means.
But that's not what happened before net neutrality was ever put into place.
No, that's what's happening because they've repealed it. Net neutrality means that it's neutral. Everyone has access to everything at the same speed. There's no throttling. By reversing that, this is what they're doing. They're repealing the net neutrality law, basically. Currently, net neutrality is in place so that everybody has the same access.
Until Monday. Until Monday.
Once Monday comes along, that access has been revoked, and the ISPs can pretty much do what they want.
If I could say something real quick. Yeah. Also, with the net neutrality stuff, it does affect every other country, because now, in order for you to access certain websites that are based in America, you'd also have to be paying, no matter if your country has net neutrality or not. They will charge you extra to access American websites, American-based websites.
They can't legally do that.
They're not going to charge you. They're going to charge your company, and then that's going to make those company prices go up. Because of this, it's going to affect the entire world.
Yeah,
because a lot of
this is the thing. They're optional. They can't do that here because it's illegal. We have things in place to stop that from happening.
True.
So,
and a lot of countries do. A lot of countries have things in place to stop private companies from holding their consumers to ransom, and that's exactly what this is doing. This is happening in the US. The ISPs are going to be holding their consumers to ransom, saying, "Well, you can't access this information unless you pay for it."
Right, as I told you the other day, when I had to come in with the VPN.
I know, right? That was stupid, man.
So
I really understand you.
Yeah, I mean the whole VPN thing, I didn't understand that at all, and I was really happy that you managed to get hold of your ISP and get it sorted, because that was just bullshit.
So I mean, I can provide a little bit of feedback from an ISP standpoint on this one, given what I do for a living.
Definitely. Go ahead, Rick.
Depending on where you live and what country you reside in, some countries do have policy in place and governing bodies that will do their damnedest to keep it from impacting your consumers. But you have to remember, at the end of the day, and I mean, I hate saying this because unfortunately it's an industry that we're all a part of in one way, shape, or form. At the end of the day, there is always some back-asswards way that these people can go and find a way to add a service fee to that, whether it be at the level of the supplier, the consumer, the distributor, or not. Net neutrality is a fucking terrifying thing.
Oh, totally. I agree. 100% agree.
I'm glad that I live in a country where we have a governing body that does its damnedest to make sure that everything is done in fair practice and fair play and unmonopolized. But I know there's a handful of countries out there that it's the wild, wild west. And unfortunately, for those people that are there, it's going to be one of those things where when net neutrality comes in and you look at governing bodies and you look at the services that are being provided, and probably if I had to take a ballpark measure as to the services being provided, you're looking at probably about 67% of your internet usage comes from an American-owned subsidiary that will have to deal with net neutrality. But yeah, hey, what's up?
Yeah, Jim.
Finally understand what's going on.
I think you've been misinformed, Jim. I'd suggest you read your TOS again, dude.
Yeah, there's the only thing that's not allowed is the promotion of illegal purchase or sale of firearms. There is nothing in TOS that states that he can or cannot have the gun out in the open.
Or tobacco. Tobacco is a bigger problem.
Yeti, is your Addy, isn't that the Rampage?
Who? What? No, dude, that's me.
I know. But your mod, your atomizer, isn't that the Rampage?
Oh no, this is a Dark Horse clone.
Okay.
Yeah, it's old.
I haven't seen that in a while, and it looks like my Rampage, and I was excited.
Yeah, dude, it's so old.
Yeah, this is the thing that cracks me up. You can't show your breastbone, but you're allowed to show a firearm. I fucking mix up. That's so. I'm never gonna forget that. You cannot show your breastbone on Mixer.
You can show guns, but you can't
bullshit.
show your breastplate. But you can wear a wife beater. But you can wear a wife beater.
Okay, so
It shows your breastplate.
I'm going to throw this out there because I don't know if you guys know about this, but there was a term that was being thrown around that we're getting people banned.
Coon.
No. I mean, you can try all you want.
That's the only one that I knew of that was so stupid.
I'm just gonna go with the descriptive service of this. There are a bunch of people of a certain sex that do this for money, and it involves removing clothing, and there's a certain term that we use for them that was getting people banned on Mixer.
Really?
It had something to do with that, Jim. Or Germ, sorry.
Does it begin and end with the same letter?
No.
Yeah, we called you Jim. Your name's Jim from now on.
You're officially Jim.
Yeah, sorry, Jim. That's it. Big
Captain
Jim.
Deadbeard has spoken. I could not wrap my head around this when I saw this, and I actually did some research into it and found out that people were doing it. It starts with a C and ends with an S.
Starts with a C and ends with an S.
Yeah, they do the cam thing, and then they also fall into the elusive lady of the night category. So if you take a term for that and the cam and you put it together, you get a sentence structure.
Oh, I got you.
Wow.
I don't get it.
I still don't have it.
It rhymes
Somebody whisper it to me.
Sores.
Yeah, yam sores. It rhymes with yam sores. Okay.
Oh.
Rhymes.
Yeah, the term cam and store.
Yeah.
Start with the store. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I mean, technically, you're still shopping. You're still swiping that credit card.
Well, pretty much. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. I couldn't believe that.
God's sakes.
I got it.
Salty. You got no filter, Salty.
And there we go. It's been nice knowing you, Salty.
The world must know. Oh, God, Salty.
But I find that to be a fairly accurate description.
Well, it is. And the thing is, though, it's like, I mean, again, this all comes back to that PC culture. I mean, things have become so PC that you can't even express yourselves without freaking worrying about offending some poor snowflake or getting your name banned off Mixer.
Or the hurt.
Isn't that right, Dixie?
The one word that kind of that shocked me that you could get banned for using, depending on the context in which you use it, was snowflake.
Oh my God.
You're joking.
Like, I'm not even kidding. If you go through, I don't know if it's TOS or wherever the fuck they have a list of words that you're not supposed to use, snowflake is in there.
That's such a snowflake thing to use. To do that.
It is.
I mean, come on. Fuck them. If they want to ban me,
man, I'm from Canada. I'm going to say snowflake as long as I want, all right?
Hey, I'm a bit of a, yeah, I mean, I'm as pasty as a fucking snowflake, so.
So yeah, that was a fun one. That was a fun one.
Yeah, I mean, but seriously though, I mean, but this is the thing, I mean, classic example, okay, I'm going to give you guys an example of it, pure snowflakery on this platform.
Snowflakery, I love it.
I'm sorry, Rapid, I'm going to have to drop you in it. Rapid, one of my best mods, love the guy to bits. Such a cool guy, he's got such a brilliant sense of humor. Decided to make an account, this was his bot account, and named it Dixie Wrecked. DIXIEREKTT, right? Funny. I mean, people think it's funny. It's great. So we were around, with double T's though.
2 T's.
So we went and hosted it. We went and dropped a follow on a few people. We got bored after stream. A lot of people found it extremely funny. It was nothing out of the ordinary. Went into one particular channel. I'm not going to say who the streamer is, but I will say they are a partner. And dropped the follow.
Can I say who it is?
No.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not going to openly bag this person out because that's unfair to them and to the platform as a whole. But essentially, hey, Dixie Rick, thanks for the follow. They didn't even click straight off the bat. So I get in the chat and saying, hey, look, what was that name again? I didn't quite get it. They then repeat the name several times. The chat is just about wetting themselves. This person had probably 40 or 50 people in their chat at the time. The whole chat is lighting up with laughter. I mean, they were just losing control. Her mods were losing control. And they finally realized, and you really got me. About an hour later, I noticed a Facebook post from the streamer saying, you got me, but I got you. Had the mods report that account, and Mixer banned it. Initially, I thought they banned the account, but they actually banned the name. So the account was still there, but that was just a name. But if you actually go through Mixer, someone go through Mixer and find Dixie Enormous, Dixie Rick with single T.
No.
There's a whole bunch of them in there that are still there. Yet this one got banned because this streamer basically asked her and her chat to report that person because they got trolled. And I mean, at the end of the day, it's over a name, for Christ's sakes. Nothing more than a name. And
you want to know why?
Someone got the better of them, and they didn't like it.
That's exactly it. They got offended because I can almost guarantee it was worded towards something as
they got trolled, plain and simple, and they couldn't handle it.
More of it was under an assumption of it was purposefully done.
The thing is, Rapid never said a word on the channel. Just popped a follow. That was it. Never said a word. Never pushed the troll. Nothing. So I mean, it was funny. We still find it funny. I mean, we still talk about it. We find it hilarious.
What?
We talk about different names in the chat for different accounts that we might have to go troll other things.
What in the
trolls are funny.
Speaking, Keo.
Trolls make my night. If I get a troll in my channel, I love it. I play with them for a half hour, 45
I'm
minutes,
sure
and
you
then we
do.
slap them with a ban. If they get that nasty, because you can't troll a troll. Offended.
Offended.
It's offended.
She's offended.
Trolls can be fun. I mean, if you get those trolls that come in, obviously, that go like balls deep right off the bat, you just ban them. Offended, yeah. Offended. Moist.
Moist towelette.
I'm
That's a
offended
funny
by you
fucking
being
word.
offended.
I mean, yeah. I just found it very childish to report and ban a name because someone got the better of you. I mean,
It is, but the thing is that just shows like the character of the person. I mean, the thing is like, I mean, Yeti earlier today on his Twitch stream, he got hit by a couple of trolls while I was in there. Unfortunately, I'm not familiar with how to like ban people. So when he asked me to ban them, like I had no fucking idea what I was doing. So it took me about 5 minutes.
slash ban.
Yeah.
It's the same as on Mixer, dude.
Same here, dude.
I don't do it. I go to the name. I get the little spinny disc thing, and then I do ban.
Yes, but then you have to hit enter, yes?
Yeah, but I don't look at what it says. I just hit enter.
Oh, God.
You do. You go to there and it types it in for you. That's the lazy way of typing, fuck.
So anyway, I mean, Yeti, you know, he handled himself very, very well. As I said earlier, very calm, collected, like almost like terrifyingly so. And you know, the thing is like you handle a troll up to a certain point. Like when they start to get like really offensive and attacking you to try to get a rise out of you.
Oh, if they get personal, you hit them with a ban hammer. I mean, it's...
Yeah, that's where I think the line is. And that's where these guys went. There was two guys that jumped in. At first, they just started there talking shit. And Yeti used it as an opportunity to kind of, well, let's have a little bit of fun with this. You know, and started like, you know, showing off his guns and shit like that, you know. And it was entertaining. And then they started getting personal, you know. And I think that's where the line is. But when somebody just like, you know, when you fuck up and... you know, you say a name and don't realize what the name actually means through pronunciation, you know, because you're fucked on your phonetics. You know, that's on you. It wasn't personal, you know. I mean, it's like
I can't pronounce anyone's names correctly, so I just apologize straight off the bat. It's like, shit, I fucked up your name. My bad. And you go from there.
Whoa, what the fuck? Oh, because it was on.
What happened
Here, I got this. Let me show proof. This is pretty funny shit.
Oh, it's because it had the .tv.
Yeah.
One of the bots slapped it.
Yeah, hang on a second. There we go.
It's probably mine.
There.
Malice will take out the trash.
I just wanted to warn them.
Your mom is trash. Yeah, I mean...
And then it's just
that's typical. That's typical troll behavior.
Yeah, but this, you see, it's not even targeted at me. Look at this shit.
No, it's targeted at Malice.
Yeah, it's pretty fucked. It's just like, okay, you can fuck with me, I'll take it, and then I'll eventually ignore you, right?
Yeah, Mr. Beta Male. That's not even. I mean, well, okay. That shows zero intelligence right there.
Yeah, then you get this.
But he's not beta male, he's teddy bear.
Yeah, it's Mr. Teddy Bear up in there.
Yeah.
Fletch, I will ban you right now.
But see that, Yeti, that right there, that's the caliber of most trolls. I mean, your average troll resorts to petty name calling and suck my dick and all this bullshit. And those are the trolls that get banned pretty quickly, even in my chat. I love the trolls that have a little bit of intelligence to them. And one of my biggest trolls now mods for me.
Nice. Yeah, no, some of them turn right around. It's amazing.
Salty.
I had to read
I love you, man,
4
but,
times in my head to say it right.
I have to do this.
Done.
You can delete it. Oh, you purged it. Did you time about?
30 seconds.
Why?
No worries.
You didn't call you
no worries,
teddy bear.
optional. Have a good one, buddy. Rapper, can you shout it optional for me? Cheers, buddy.
Did my link work at all? I think Scotty Bot managed to get through.
Message to the trolls?
Yeah.
I think you just got purged.
At 11:09 p.m. or my time at least.
Hang on.
You
I'll
see
grab
Scotty
it
Bot
and
say,
I'll
"Hi
post it."
troll, please give this a read. Thanks."
All right, guys, I got to bail. I got a hub site fire. I got to go deal with in the morning.
No worries,
All right,
Redbeard.
Yeah,
Cheers,
Have
cheers
an
for your
excellent
input, dude.
stream.
Appreciate it.
good luck, have
Right,
fun,
right.
man.
Thanks for stopping by, dude. I had fun while you were streaming too.
Anytime, boys, anytime.
Oh wow, that is some hefty writing.
Yeah. I want to tear him a new one at every single turn. Anytime they try to, if anybody tries taking me down, I'm gonna make sure they get taken down by the relevant authorities. I'm not gonna touch them. I got other
Yeah,
shit to do.
exactly.
I'm gonna have to read that later. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, me too.
that's a lot of words.
We got
And
YouTube
on that note,
videos.
guys, I'm going to have to bail as well. I've got a couple of things to do before I do my stream tonight.
Just call him a teddy bear. He loves it.
I'm going to stay online, guys, but I'm just going to go BRB, and we'll be back in a couple of hours.
All right.
Actually, no, I might shut it down. I'll shut the stream down. I'll come back a bit later.
Yeah, if it's like a half an hour, it'd be like, BRB, but like, 2
Yeah.
hours.
So, again, thank you so much, everyone, for coming along tonight and hanging out in the show. It was good to see some good numbers tonight. I'll be back at 7 p.m. my time, which is, well, 6:30, 7 o'clock, so about 2 hours' time. You suck, trash man. And we'll be playing some games. So we're going to be, tonight probably, I don't know what we're going to do, maybe some Hindsight.
Yeah, I got to do my 2 hours. I haven't done my 2 hours yet. Shit.
Now you're really salty.
Yeah, we did a couple of hours last night, so we'll do some customs. If we can get enough on, we'll do some customs. Thank
I'll be
you.
here. It's Friday, so.
Yep. So, and yeah, about 6:30, so a couple hours time, I'll be back. Thank you, Eddie, Yeti, for joining us.
Sure.
Good to meet you.
It was great. A lot of fun.
And yeah, hopefully we'll probably get you back again at some stage.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
And the rest of the panel, Fletch, Malice, rock on.
Yeah, it's been fun. Yeah. I'm out of topic, so I mean that's pretty much it anyway. So I expected this to kind of run the whole between the conversation with Yeti and everything. I just expected to run kind of long. How about
That's not too
Evil?
bad. We've got a couple of hours, so.
Evil, before you shut it down, let's do one more giveaway. You cool with that?
Yep, we can do that.
All right, let's do one more giveaway before people start to leave.
Oh, and I want to say, for at least for my streaming schedule, is going to change until A, I get this new job, or B, overtime ends. So as far as, because I'm working indefinitely overtime, except for Fridays, until told otherwise.
Okay, so
Mondays
that's because you're just not going to stream?
Do you want
I
to
can't.
yeah.
Like,
Just chuck it up in
okay.
a tweet, dude. We'll
I
retweet it.
can, but I'll fall asleep by 8:30, guaranteed. Like, I get home at 7:30, I eat dinner, I jump in the shower, and then I'm ready for fucking bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, chuck a tweet up, mate. We'll retweet it.
Yeah,
Put
definitely.
it out there. And
All right, so let's get this giveaway going.
right, guys. Same as
Maybe,
before.
but fuck, dude.
Gotta be
I'm
in
doing so
Evil's
much fucking
chat.
physical work now, dude. It's done. And
So
let me
jump in
tell you,
Evil's chat. We're gonna give away another Steam code, guys.
Wifey made a competition between us, okay? She's sleeping now, so she won't know I'm saying this. So she's convinced herself that she's going to lose more weight than me. She challenged me. Except she is making my lunches for me, and she's making me the lunches that she would eat. So I'm getting like a child-sized portion of food, and I burn probably about 7,000 calories a day. I'm maybe intaking 2,500, and she's getting pissed because I'm losing weight faster than she is, and I'm no longer allowed to step on the scale.
Oh, well. That's fun. Maybe I should try that one. Anyway, we're going to get this giveaway underway, guys. Make sure you're in Evil Chat. Make sure you're following all the co-streamers, Yeti included. Go hit them up on Twitch, YouTube, all that wonderful stuff.
Just not at home.
Trash man, just fucking do it. Just do it. My mods, man, I'm going to slap these guys. They're getting a bit lippy. Do it. And there we go. We're getting started. Exclamation point evil, EVIL, will get you in the draw for another Steam code. You shush, Fletch.
Hey, look, it let me enter.
Just a look, you ended. Yay.
Well, people.
Come on, we got 5 entries. We need some more. Maybe I should enter in this one too. Go for it. I didn't enter the last one.
Stone, that's the guy. I'm gonna shout somebody out real quick because he was streaming with Red
guys.
and Deadly Vanna, and they hosted me earlier today.
Wait, I can't time. I've been timed out. I can't send messages for 4 minutes. What?
Who timed you out?
I don't know.
Did you get banned while live?
I think that
No.
happened.
I think because he posted a couple of links, I think it would have timed him out for 5 minutes.
Yep.
Looks like it. And I don't know whose bot did it.
I got wrecked. 3 minutes. Let's go.
Yeah, right. All right, here we go.
2-1. Whoops, picking a winner.
That's the guy who was streaming with Redbeard and Deadly Vanna today. Him and Redbeard were playing Jurassic Park Evolution, and Deadly Vanna was doing awesome Jurassic Park like burnings in wood. It wasn't
my bot because I can't time you out.
My bot did it. I can guarantee it.
No worries.
Well, who was it?
Wait, no,
Salty.
because
Salty. Type in
Salty
the chat.
rigged.
Type quickly.
You fucking rigged it.
There you go.
Salty, congratulations.
All right, Salty. I'm going to whisper you the code, the Steam code.
Hello, Yvette. I've never seen your name before.
Hello, Yvette.
Long-time follower of the channel.
Hello, how are you? And on that note, I'm going to dip out, guys, and have some food and get some stuff done, and then I'll be back. I'll be back 6:30 New Zealand time, so about 2 hours from now.
That's fucking 5 hours, bro. You got some time.
6:30 my time, Fletch.
Ah.
Yeah, real time, future time, buddy, future time.
Yeah, I know. Fucking
So that's about 2 hours time.
Numbers, buddy.
Yeah, about 2 hours time for you Americans.
2 hours time. That's
2 hours
2:30
time.
in the morning.
Yeah. So I will see you back again. Then I will tweet to say that I have gone live. So do check it if you can't be bothered waiting. But peace. Have a good one, guys. We will see you later.
Sleep tight.
So, Fletch, you down for some games?
Yeah, I could do a game for a little bit. What are we playing?